What's the secret behind Zoey Klein's incredible transformation in 2025? Fans of the little couple have watched her grow up before their eyes, but this year, Zoey's journey has taken an inspiring turn that's capturing hearts all over again. From personal milestones to newfound passions, there's so much more to discover about this remarkable young woman. Let's dive into what's been happening behind the scenes and celebrate Zoey's amazing growth. Born on September 22, 2011 in India, Zoey's journey into the world began amid humble and uncertain beginnings. Her earliest memories, though perhaps fragmented, were formed within the walls of an orphanage, a place where countless children await a future unknown, hoping for the warmth of a family and the security of love. Though her surroundings in those first few years were modest and institutional, Zoey's story was already quietly being shaped by something powerful, the possibility of hope. Across the world, Bill and Jen were living their own journey, one marked by love, resilience, and the dream of growing their family. Already parents through adoption, the couple felt a calling to expand their family once more. They longed for a daughter, someone who would complete the beautiful mosaic of their home, and when they first laid eyes on Zoey's photo in the adoption profile, something clicked. It was a moment of recognition, one of those quiet, emotional confirmations that transcends explanation. They knew she was the one. The adoption process, while filled with anticipation and excitement, was also complex and at times emotionally taxing. There were forms, home studies, interviews, and the long wait that adoptive parents know all too well. But when the moment finally came for Bill and Jen to travel to India and meet Zoey in person, all the months of paperwork and preparation melted away. There, in the arms of her new parents, Zoey's life turned a profound corner. That embrace marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, one filled with love, family, and transformation. For Zoey, leaving the only world she had known and flying across continents to begin a new life in the United States came with a fair share of challenges. The adjustment to a new culture, unfamiliar surroundings, and a language she hadn't yet learned wasn't easy. The vibrant streets of India were traded for the quiet comfort of suburban life. The rhythms of her days changed completely. But through every tear, every hesitant step, and every moment of confusion, there was also trust, carefully nurtured by the consistent love of Jen and Bill. Reportedly, when Zoey first arrived at the Klein household, she stepped into not only a new home and a new family, but also a completely unfamiliar world, one filled with cameras, attention, and a fast-paced lifestyle that could be overwhelming for any child, let alone a young girl adjusting to life in a different country. The transition was anything but seamless. Though she had finally found a forever family, the path to comfort and connection was paved with moments of uncertainty and quiet observation. Zoey was naturally shy when she first joined the family. Having come from an orphanage in India, where life was structured and interactions were limited, the sudden immersion into the Klein household was a sensory and emotional whirlwind. Her new environment was vibrant, affectionate, and filled with constant activity. And with Bill and Jen Klein starring in the popular reality TV show The Little Couple, Zoey's first steps into family life were also documented in front of an audience of millions. It was a lot for a young child to process. Early episodes of the show gently portrayed Zoey's hesitance, her reserved glances, the way she cautiously explored her surroundings, and her quiet demeanor as she tried to make sense of this new life. Adjusting to the spotlight added an extra layer of complexity to her transition. While Bill and Jen were used to the rhythm of production crews, interviews, and the transparency that comes with reality television, Zoey was navigating not only a new language and culture, but also the presence of cameras documenting her most vulnerable moments. Her parents, deeply attuned to her emotional needs, worked hard to shield her from the pressures of public life while still allowing their audience a glimpse into the raw, real experience of international adoption and new beginnings. Bill and Jen, both of whom are little people and accustomed to navigating a world that often fails to accommodate difference, brought a unique blend of strength, empathy, and adaptability to their parenting. They understood what it meant to feel othered, and they channeled that understanding into a parenting style grounded in patience and unconditional love. They knew that Zoey didn't just need a place to live. She needed to feel safe, seen, and understood. Whether it was gently coaxing her into daily routines, encouraging her to express herself, or giving her the space to retreat when things felt too big, they stood beside her every step of the way. Jen, a pediatric doctor with a calm and reassuring presence, paid close attention to Zoey's emotional and developmental needs. She instinctively understood the importance of consistency and comfort, creating a home environment that balanced structure with nurturing care. Bill, with his boundless energy and playful spirit, quickly became a source of laughter and security for Zoey. Together, they made small but meaningful gestures, reading bedtime stories, engaging her in creative play, and introducing her slowly to the local community, all of which helped her feel rooted and cherished. As weeks turned into months, something beautiful began to unfold. Zoey, once quiet and hesitant, began to open up. She started responding to her parents' affection with hugs of her own, using words and gestures to communicate her needs and preferences. Her natural curiosity emerged, and she showed a growing interest in books, art, and music. Her laugh, light and contagious, became a regular sound in the Klein household. She started asking questions, expressing her opinions, and asserting her independence in ways that delighted her parents and signaled a growing sense of self. One of the most heartwarming aspects of Zoey's evolution was the way she began to find her voice, both literally and figuratively. Whether she was experimenting with English phrases, asking to help in the kitchen, or simply choosing what outfit to wear, she was learning how to advocate for herself and trust her own feelings. This growth was not instantaneous. It came with occasional setbacks and emotional days. But Bill and Jen met each challenge with the same unwavering support and love, knowing that healing and adjustment take time. By the time Zoey had fully settled into her new role as daughter and little sister, it was clear that she was not only surviving, she was thriving. Her early shyness had given way to confidence. Her eyes, once filled with uncertainty, now sparkled with curiosity and joy. And perhaps most importantly, she knew she was loved, not just by Bill and Jen, but by an extended network of friends, family, and fans who had followed her journey from day one. Since her debut on The Little Couple, Zoey has become a cherished and indispensable part of the show's ongoing narrative. Introduced to viewers shortly after her adoption by Bill and Jen Klein, Zoey's presence added a new dimension to the series, one that brought depth, warmth, and a powerful message about the beauty and resilience of family, built through love and intention. While The Little Couple began in 2009 as a glimpse into the lives of Bill and Jen, both accomplished professionals and little people navigating life with optimism and humor, the addition of Zoey infused the show with an added layer of emotional richness and youthful energy. Zoey's journey on the show has been nothing short of extraordinary. Viewers first met her as a small, quiet child, freshly adopted from India and visibly overwhelmed by the newness of everything around her. Those early episodes were tender and intimate, capturing moments of uncertainty as she began the complex process of adapting to a new culture, language, and family dynamic, all under the public gaze of television. Yet even then, there was something magnetic about her presence, a gentle spark in her eyes, a curiosity about the world around her, and a quiet strength that hinted at the remarkable girl she was destined to become. As the series progressed, fans were given a front-row seat to Zoey's transformation. Little by little, episode by episode, she began to open up. Her personality, once hidden behind a veil of shyness, began to shine through in increasingly vibrant ways. Scenes of her holding hands with her parents, shyly smiling at her brother Will, or taking her first hesitant steps into activities like preschool or playgroups were met with an outpouring of support from the show's loyal audience. They weren't just watching a child grow up, they were watching a child find her voice and her place in the world. Over the years, Zoey has truly come into her own. Her favorite pastimes, swimming, dancing, and playing with her older brother, have become recurring themes on the show, creating some of its most joyful and heartwarming moments. Whether she's splashing in the family pool, spinning across a dance studio floor with infectious enthusiasm, or teaming up with Will for a backyard adventure, Zoey radiates a sense of fun, creativity, and confidence that's been nurtured by the unwavering support of her parents. These scenes of simple childhood joy are powerful not only for their sweetness, but also for what they represent: a child who has moved from uncertainty to belonging, from tentative smiles to full-hearted laughter. Zoey's bond with her brother Will, also adopted from overseas, has become one of the emotional cornerstones of the show. Their sibling relationship, full of love, playful rivalry, and mutual support, reminds viewers that family is not always defined by biology but by shared experiences and unconditional care. Together, they explore the world around them with wide-eyed wonder, face life's challenges side by side, and reflect the values that Bill and Jen have worked so hard to instill: compassion, respect, and resilience. Now, in 2025, Zoey Klein stands on the threshold of adolescence, a period of life defined by growth, self-discovery, and a whirlwind of physical and emotional development. For Zoey, these years bring the same universal experiences faced by many girls her age: navigating school life, exploring friendships, discovering new interests, and beginning to forge her own identity. But as a little person, Zoey's journey into her teenage years also includes challenges and triumphs that are uniquely shaped by her genetic condition. And through it all, she continues to meet each moment with grace, courage, and the unwavering support of her family. Zoey, like her parents Bill and Jen, lives with a form of dwarfism, a genetic condition that affects bone growth and results in shorter stature. From the beginning, Bill and Jen, who themselves are both medical professionals and tireless advocates for people with dwarfism, have made it a priority to raise their children in a home where difference is not just accepted, but embraced and celebrated. This ethos has been a cornerstone of Zoey's upbringing and continues to guide her as she matures. With their guidance, Zoey has learned to view her condition not as a limitation, but as an integral part of who she is, something that makes her unique and strong. As she approaches her 14th birthday, Zoey is entering a phase of life where medical attention remains an important part of her routine. While adolescence is challenging for all children in some way, those with skeletal dysplasias often require specialized medical care to monitor and support their physical development. In Zoey's case, this has included periodic procedures and checkups that are common for individuals with her condition. One such recent milestone involved the replacement of ear tubes, a minor but essential surgery that helps prevent hearing loss and infections, which are more prevalent among children with certain types of dwarfism due to anatomical differences in the ear. Though the procedure itself was considered routine, it was a moment that brought into focus the resilience Zoey has developed over the years. Her father, Bill, took to social media to share a heartfelt update, describing Zoey's bravery with pride and affection. He highlighted not only her composure during the surgery, but also her positive spirit throughout the recovery process. For fans of the little couple, this glimpse into Zoey's experience resonated deeply. It was yet another reminder of the strength she continues to show in the face of life's little hurdles. These medical experiences are not isolated events. They're woven into the fabric of Zoey's life, part of the larger story of what it means to grow up with dwarfism in a world not always designed for people who look like her. They serve as teachable moments, both for Zoey and for the broader audience who has followed her journey over the years. Whether it's learning how to advocate for herself at school, adapting everyday environments to suit her needs, or simply answering questions from curious peers, Zoey is growing into a young woman who knows the value of confidence, kindness, and self-awareness. At home, she continues to be surrounded by love and encouragement. Jen and Bill are steadfast in their commitment to ensuring Zoey has access to the best medical care while also empowering her to understand and participate in decisions about her own health. They foster open conversations, explaining medical procedures in ways that make sense to her and encouraging her to speak up when something doesn't feel right. This kind of agency is vital, especially for children with ongoing medical needs, and it's clear that Zoey is being raised not only to be resilient, but also to be informed and self-empowered. As Zoey grows, so does her role as a quiet ambassador for others navigating similar paths. Through her visibility on The Little Couple, she has helped normalize the experiences of children with dwarfism for a wide audience. Her milestones, medical, emotional, and developmental, are shared with sensitivity, offering both inspiration and education. Families watching the show see in Zoey a reflection of their own hopes and struggles, and young viewers see someone their age living life fully and joyfully despite challenges. As Zoey steps confidently into her teenage years, her world is expanding in exciting and meaningful ways. No longer just the bright-eyed little girl featured on The Little Couple, she is emerging as a dynamic young individual, eager to explore her passions and connect with the world on her own terms. While the show provided the foundation for her public presence, Zoey is now taking her first steps toward digital independence, blending the charisma fans have long admired with a personal and creative voice uniquely her own. In a recent Instagram post, her mother, Dr. Jen Arnold, shared a touching insight. Zoey misses the days when the cameras were rolling. For many years, filming The Little Couple was part of her daily rhythm, a backdrop to growing up and a platform that helped her gain confidence, adapt to her new life, and bond with her family. It's no surprise that, as the show took a hiatus, Zoey would feel the absence of that familiar lens through which she once shared her story with the world. But rather than retreat into nostalgia, Zoey has taken that longing and turned it into inspiration for something new, her own digital venture. With her family's enthusiastic support, Zoey has begun exploring the world of content creation. One of her most exciting recent projects is the development of her own YouTube playlist, designed to spotlight her favorite hobbies, interests, and daily adventures. Unlike the structured format of reality television, this new medium gives Zoey the freedom to be spontaneous and expressive. Here, she's not just a character on a screen, she's the creator, the storyteller, and the editor of her own narrative. Zoey's move into the digital space isn't just about recreating the attention of her younger years. It represents her growing sense of independence and a desire to connect with others in a way that feels authentic and age-appropriate. Whether she's recording snippets of her daily life, sharing thoughts on her latest fashion finds, or showcasing dance routines she's perfected in her room, Zoey is carving out a voice that is refreshingly real and full of heart. Her content is not about polished perfection. It's about joy, creativity, and the beauty of being herself. And it's not just YouTube that's capturing her imagination. Zoey has also been increasingly active in areas that reflect her evolving interests and hint at her budding identity. Fashion, for example, has become one of her favorite ways to express herself. Like many girls her age, she enjoys exploring current trends, experimenting with different styles, and sharing outfits that reflect her personality and mood. Whether it's a cute new accessory, a vibrant dress, or a coordinated look with her mom, fashion has become a canvas for self-expression. Dance is another passion that continues to light up her world. Zoey has always had a natural rhythm, And now that she's older, she's channeling that energy into structured routines and spontaneous choreography alike. Social media platforms provide the perfect outlet for her to showcase these routines, allowing her to connect with peers and express emotions through movement. Dance not only gives her joy, it empowers her to feel strong and confident in her body, an especially important outlet for a young girl growing up in a world that often emphasizes conventional standards of appearance. Behind the scenes, Zoey has also been experimenting with digital tools, editing apps, filters, graphics that suggest she's developing a budding interest in content production. These small projects, whether for fun or for her growing online presence, may very well serve as the foundation for future creative pursuits. As she becomes more skilled and comfortable navigating this space, the possibility of Zoey launching her own channel or blog feels less like a dream and more like an inevitable evolution. Importantly, Zoey's digital exploration is guided by the same core values her parents have always instilled: safety, authenticity, and kindness. Jen and Bill continue to provide the structure and support necessary to ensure Zoey engages with the online world responsibly, while also encouraging her to dream big and take pride in her individuality. Their involvement helps strike a healthy balance between freedom and guidance, allowing Zoey to flourish while keeping her grounded. What do you think about Zoey Klein's current life? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.